Hello, hello, hello. How we doing? Hold on, messaging my editor. Messaging my editor real quick. Alright, there we go. There we go. You have to meet with a lawyer in an hour. Don't be sad. It's a good thing. I've been doing... yeah. Yeah. I've been doing a lot of that for a long while. It's time consuming and annoying, and it's usually about scenarios you don't want to deal with or something negative, but overall it's a good thing. So, do your thing, you know? Do your thing. Do it up. It'll be good in the end. Yeah, I'm just gonna express it real quick. I'm still so fucking anxious about some of this shit. There's a lot that I've basically kind of like done everything I can, and there's not much more I can do about anything that's ongoing on the back end. But there's some stuff that's like out of my hands where I'm just kind of waiting to see, you know. I hate the waiting to see period, man. Hate it because part of it is also like, obviously I can't give detail on this, but so sorry for like debating with telling you vague stuff, but in general, like there's something I'm waiting on to see if either it's a big nothing or if something like terrible occurs, terrible that I have to deal with, you know. So I'm just kind of like, I would just like to know like ASAP. you know you know what I mean. Whenever you're waiting between like status quo or negative, that's just the worst. I'm not gonna say it's as bad emotionally, but it's definitely the same general, the same genre as when I was like sick and waiting for diagnosis, waiting for news, and it was like either you're okay-ish and you still have to go through all of this stuff, or it's like worse. You know what I mean? Like that like process when you're in that kind of time period is always the worst, man. And there's some stuff that is like on the horizon, maybe, that's either totally fine or just really awful for all of us to have to deal with. So I'm just like, you know, assuming the worst, hoping for the best kind of thing. Yeah, yeah, bad news limbo, exactly. That's where we're at. So we're just kind of like waiting around. Yeah, Blazing, it's bad. It's bad. Um, I did everything I could to make sure said bad thing like just doesn't occur or doesn't affect me, hopefully. So hopefully that just works out. But God, we'll see. I don't know. There's so much dust that still has to settle, but like I can't do anything about it, you know? So hopefully not IRS bad. I can't give any specifics. It's not that though. But I'm not gonna answer any other things to let you guys narrow it down further. It's not like for me or anything like that. No things like that. It's something kind of aside from money, but it's just something that could be really not good. I don't know. And it's something that doesn't have to happen. It's just like a chance. So I'm like, fuck. Yeah, no, it's not the IRS. No. Thankfully, no. Yeah, it is Blue Noser. It's just I just have to speak vaguely, but I still want to express, even though I can't really give detail. I still want to express like everyone's just still dealing with like a rough time on the back end with some of this shit. I couldn't blow up onto you. No, it's not that it could blow up onto us, and I cannot give you any detail. Like, do not ask questions on it. But yeah, there is something worse that can even happen. So I'm just hoping it doesn't happen. Yeah, right. Literally everything can always get worse, or it's not always worse. It's just like more things can always happen in any scenario, and adding more to the pile is technically worse. Is what I'll say. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so I'm just sorry. I keep yawning. I like don't feel tired, but I keep yawning today. I hate coffee. We're not doing coffee. Does it feel less stressful generally now you're independent? Nothing feels different because nothing changed. I can't say it enough. When I joined the group, nothing operationally for me really changed other than I got an additional manager to meet with weekly. He was very helpful. That's it. And even then, like, I still had a manager at the time. Now I have like an assistant. I always had my own staff on the back end that handled like a lot of my stuff. So going from indie to corpo and then back to indie, like I just there really wasn't like nothing feels different to me other than like I miss the specialness of being in a group like brand wise, right? Being brand associated with your own friends and then getting like a lot of opportunity to do group shit. Like a company could contact us to do group thing, like the Nikkei thing, for example, right? Now they could still contact one of us and be like, could you get like a group of friends together? I'd love to do this as a group. And then we would probably ask a lot of each other. But I think now what people are going to be doing is just asking just their friends and not like focusing it on the group, which I think is very fair and very fine. I don't think that's a bad thing. I just, this is my preference. I prefer having a like business like layer of this is the group on top, and then like the group does shit together. Whether we're friends or not, I like it in a coworker-y way, like just from a work perspective, you know what I mean? That's just me though. Some people would rather just do shit with just whoever they're like momentarily closest with or whoever they're just in general close with, which I think is also fine. I just personally feel like I have a lot of close friends that don't really like to work. No offense to them. All right, we can go over here. Thank you for the gifted subs, by the way. Huge Gamba Denteroth, huge win. I have a lot of friends that just I love doing shit with, but they are not good to work with in a work kind of way. So they wouldn't be my first choice. Why is chat on the screen? They wouldn't be my first choice to do a lot of things with because they're bad at like certain types of work. That doesn't mean that I dislike them and they're like my friends and I love them, you know? Like, yeah, school project vibe. Exactly. Like, you want a group of people that are, every time you do a school project, there are like one or two people that actually do work. And then there's some people that don't. Right? Some people don't really do much work, but they still contribute something. There's still value in having those people. I want those people in a group, right? That's great. Yeah, people with their different strengths. Some people could do it, but just don't, especially in the streaming world. There are a lot of people that just like are genuinely not good at a lot of the standard work part of all of this. Which is why if I was, you know, if Nikkei approached me as like, hey, get a group of people to do this thing together, I'm not just going to pick like my friends. I'm going to pick the people that I feel like are good workers and my friends. You know what I mean? But that's just me. So that's why I like the like official branded group kind of thing. Because then you also hold each other accountable for a lot of stuff too. There's like an accountability blood pact, you know? Ren, thank you for the 5 gifted. By the way, Blazing, thank you for the 5 and then the additional 5. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, so that's kind of what like I miss about being in the formal group, and then having staff that's shared between the group is like there's a lot of accountability sharing. And when you're doing stuff as an independent person and you're just like getting these random groups of people together for different projects, it's fun because you get to do shit with like all different friends, but it's really hard to rally them and get shit done every time, which is kind of why like nothing gets done a lot of the time, you know? Even in a corpo format, nothing gets done sometimes because of just the way people operate, but it's less than, you know, when it's just groups of friends, you know? Anonymous gifter, thank you for the 5 as well. Thank you. You like doing the back end stuff in a group project, but you hate being the main presenter / speaker. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, everyone has their stuff that they can contribute in a group format, and some people just kind of don't. They have it, but they don't do it, right? Because they don't like to work. And this is, like, again, no offense to people, but a lot of streamers are just, like, I feel like they haven't worked a day in their life in a real job. And even if you have worked, it doesn't mean you were, like, a really gung-ho worker, a go-getter, a whatever, you know, not an autonomous worker, which you kind of like need to be when you're a streamer and trying to execute projects on top of just like streaming, you know. It's tough, and there's only just so much staff can do. At the end of the day, you're the streamer, you're the content creator, so there are things that you will have to do, questions you have to answer, decisions you have to make, papers you have to sign, you know, whatever it is. Like, there is some stuff that will always fall on you, and no amount of hiring other people can fix that. So that's like, you know, it just makes it hard. It makes it hard to work with some people. So that for me, like, people always ask, they're like, why'd you even join anyway if you had your own team or whatever? It's because I liked that. There's this like accountability layer when you have an official group together. And I like that. It's a bunch of friends coming together and deciding, let's work together, not just let's be friends together. Let's make some funny content together. Let's work together. And I like that personally. So that's the big difference. Everything else is the same. You know, everything else is exactly the same. But yeah, I do kind of miss that. I miss that. And it makes me like want to form something, but I also really don't. People keep being like, oh, you should formulate your own like group, but then I'd have to step back and I'd have to just straight up like not stream much anymore, not game much. I'd have to just spend all of my time doing administrative shit. That was the whole point of joining an existing corpo, was like, I want this, but I don't want to put that time into all that. I did still do a bunch of stuff on the back end here and there, but like, I didn't have to put that much time into that stuff, you know? So, no, I mean, so I do want to make my own company to do like certain bits of services and stuff for people, like a couple basic things that won't take a lot of time, because there are a couple of things that you just need a company for. So I'd like to help people out with that, but I don't want to like make a group and do all the operations for a group. It's just not unless I could hire in a bunch of staff that want to do it, and it's just so much. It's so much. It's like kind of sort of not worth, you know. The wound's a little fresh. Yeah, though at the same time, if anyone wanted to launch something, doing it immediately is marketing wise, success wise, the best move. You know, it is the best move from that perspective. The longer you wait, the less excitement there will be over it. But at the same time, it's not really about that as much as it's more about our comfort levels and all that kind of stuff, you know? Nice little umbrella corp to keep the VTubers from putting their whole last names into PayPal. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I just wanted to have something where people could sign with me, and then like I/an employee or whatever can like, or my lawyer can sign papers for them, so no one has to put their names on shit anymore, you know? Like that's something that I really want to do for others, because, you know, if I have a company and some friends will sign with it, literally just so I can sign papers for them, I'm putting myself on the line. I'm putting my own reputation, my own career on the line, because I'm a front-facing person. I'm a streamer, right? But when you sign with the company and it's just owned by like corpo suits, these people can like fade out into the background pretty easily, You know, like it's not that big of a deal if things don't work out for them, but it's a much bigger deal if it doesn't work out for me and I fuck up, right? So I feel like there's more comfort in people signing with a company that's like streamer owned, you know, because someone's sticking their neck out for it, and there's like accountability both ways in a nice way. So yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to do. I think when I tweeted and I was like, maybe I should start my own company, I think a lot of people thought I was talking about a VTuber corpo. I'd rather cut my own tongue off and burn my eyes than make a VTuber corpo. Are you kidding me? They're useless. Like, I guess the branding, you can do group projects that might look like that from the outside, but like operationally on the back end, it's useless. Like, why would I do that? My version of a company would be like, I sign my friends in and there's like one manager to get shit done. We partner with like one merch company, a third party to do shit with us. Easy. like that's it. You know, same way. Yeah, you said like yeah, OTK, OTV, all these AMP, like those types of companies, like they're pretty bare bones, you know. But yeah, I would not do like a whole big thing, dude. No. You can use the name without the need of a corpo. Yeah, but then eventually companies come knocking and they're like, oh, we want to sponsor you to do this, and then you actually do need it, so it doesn't get messy. So yeah, but you said I was seriously considering the idea at one point, but I've reconsidered it. It all seems like a scam, and anyone you talk to feels like they're scamming you. Yes. Here's the thing: it doesn't have to be. There's nothing wrong with someone doing work for you, and then you give them a small cut of whatever that work generated for their work, right? But they have to do something. So like, it depends on what the functions of the company are, really. And a lot of the stuff you could think of, Byte, probably already exists, and there's no point in you making one, you know? Is Mythic similar? Mythic is... Okay, Mythic is not a VTuber corpo. Here's the three distinctions. There are three distinctions, okay? Things that could exist. They could all exist in one company. Think of these like a little checkbox, like 1, 2, 3, or 2 of them, or all of the above, or whatever, right? Number one, there are companies that are agencies, talent agencies. And what those do, you sign with them, they are your agent, and they just go around and find deals with you, for you. So a lot of streamers are signed to these. This is like, Mythic is one of these. This is like loaded.gg. This is like, even companies like 100 Thieves and stuff do this. UTA, WME. What they do is you sign with them. They don't give you a manager to sit there and manage your everything, your brand. You're still basically, you're independent with everything you do. But you have one contact, a representative in the company who acts as your agent, and they go around and they're like, let's find you some sponsors. So they go email, you know, Capcom, and they're like, I heard your new Star Force collection is coming out, and I have this creator. They usually have a list. They're like, here's my roster of creators that I have. Here's 8 of them or whatever. Would you be interested in sponsoring any of them? Right? Or they have existing relations with these people ongoing usually, and they just like, it's channel sales, if you know what that is. Basically they like get these deals generated, and then you're like, thank you for getting this deal for me, for doing all the communication. I will give you a % of the fee that I'm getting paid for doing it. Yay. Boom. Those relationships, those talent agencies are really good when the model is like that, because they only get paid if they get you paid, right? So the only way they make money off of you is if they make you money. Hooray, positively incentivized, it's all good. So agencies, a talent agency, good. It does not, I would say if you're signed with an agency, you're still an independent creator, because everything else you're doing is independent. Literally everything about your brand. Now, some of those agencies also offer talent management, which is management. If they assign you a manager, or you pick one or whatever, and this person gets a little more into your day-to-day. But manager usually just means a glorified assistant. You're still the director of things that you're doing. Some companies, that manager, you can ask them to do more or less or whatever. It's a spectrum. It's whatever you ask them to do. Some companies, that management will be like, they actually sit there and talk about strategy with you. They talk about your content, help you come up with ideas for things. They go get your editing team together and they communicate between you and your editing team, especially when you're live. And they're like elbow deep in everything, right? Like helping you day to day. Some managers are like, you just meet them once a week and they're like, hey, what do you have ongoing? What do you need me to do? And you're like, hey, how's the merch going? And they're like, oh yeah, I'm talking to this third-party company for you. Here's the update. Here's some questions to answer. You answer them. And they're like, okay, I'll take these back to them. And they just do like a weekly stand-up with you. That's what most managers do for talent management. It's like that weekly stand-up kind of vibe with the occasional DM midweek to figure out what the fuck, is going on with something when they need a quick answer. Yeah, personal assistant, right. So the talent management companies tend to give you like assistants and they call them managers, but they're managers under you, managing your projects for you, with you, not managing you. And a lot of people say my manager, and people think the manager is like above them or is like a big decision maker, but typically a manager is under you. Like you're the director, they're the manager, right? You're up here, they're one level below, if that makes sense. And they're an extension of you. That's what a manager like is in talent management. But I think because of like VTuber corpo managers having more control of stuff sometimes, it makes people think differently. but talent management is usually not that. They're under you, right? And then the third thing is then you get the full VTuber corpo vibe. And this is control of brand. And this depends on which one you sign with and what their contract looks like and how much of this they actually do. But this is when you're in something, yeah, like Hollow or I don't know, Phase, like any of these, where they have a solidified brand and identity and existence and you're fitting into it and they're managing how you fit into it. Some of them still let you do a lot of your own kind of shit. Some of them you really got to get with the program and do what they want you to do. It just depends. And in some ways, it's both for most companies. Just depends on where what happens. But that's the third distinction. So VTuber corpos tend to do all three, right? They control your brand and the group brand a bit and your strategy and everything. And then they also, and when I say control, I don't mean like fully. They usually still take a lot of what you want into account. They're just like making sure it fits with the group's vision, but they have that plus just general talent management on your individual basis, plus they're an agency for you, right? And then yeah, Mythic is just an agency and some people tap them for the management part, but from what I understand, they've got like 1 billion people on their roster, and some managers, I don't think they would have the time to like to be like a big like part of your life kind of manager, unless maybe the bigger creators do. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the breakdown. Yeah, I hope that helps make sense. But so for me, I think being a part of an agency is good. Creating an agency, just for the sponsorship shit, still pretty good. Because people just want someone to do communication for them, like on a weekly basis. And again, those people only get paid if you get paid. So if you have an agency handle like your merch with you, a lot of the time they actually don't, but they might take like a small cut of like whatever your profits are from your merch in exchange for doing all of the communication between you and a merch company, right? That makes a lot of sense, and that's fine to give up like a piece of that for that. They save you a lot of time. So I'm a fan of anyone signing, like any streamer, signing to anything where people get paid if they help the streamer get paid. Because then it's just this, like I said, positive incentivization loop over and over between everyone. And that really fosters good things. And that's good. The stuff beyond that, I feel like that just depends on the person. The management part can be really helpful. Again, like I said, I have my own team that help me with that stuff. So I do think there's value in hiring people to like do some of your work for you so you don't have to spend all of your time doing it yourself. But I don't see the point in hiring someone to help you with like extensive strategy or to like heavily manage you in a way where like they're making decisions for you. That stuff, I feel like that either doesn't happen or sometimes it does happen and those people are not, like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I don't know. Maybe it is for some. Maybe it is for some. It depends on the person. Some people, I think, also, some people are like really good on camera, really good on stream, but they're awful for back-end work and for strategy. They just genuinely don't know how any of this works, but if you give them a little bit of a direction, a little bit of guidance, they perform very well. So those people do better with a little more of a manager that is heavily into like kind of telling them what to do, like giving them guidance on things. Some people do need that, and I find that's when you know, there are like situations where there's a diamond in the rough, right? Where somebody's like a small streamer and they stay small, they don't really grow much, and then they get picked up by a company and the company offers some of this guidance to them and suddenly they're doing a lot better. It's partially because being parts of certain companies, you definitely get a huge boost, but it's also like the thing that person was missing was that path and that guidance sometimes. Like they know how to execute a plan, but they're not the plan maker, you know? If that makes sense. Sometimes they don't even know how to execute it. They need the script, you know? Like they need heavy guidance, but once set on that, they can do the thing, you know? So there are people who need that shit. I think most like really big creators don't though, if I'm being honest. So all this talk about like talent management and like VTubers joining corpos, all that shit, not really necessary. I think most people just need an agency to like spoon feed them some sponsors and they're chilling. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't know, a lot of VTubers like consider the whole corpo thing, and I'm like, I think you just want a group of friends to play games with. You don't need to join a company for that. I don't know. Well, VTuber community makes you feel like you need a company for it or something, but you really fucking don't. You don't, okay? Hi, Divine Crow. Been loving the Rust content. Been a fan of you and love you for a long time. Love the Poop Girl arc. Thank you. I'm glad you think it's just an arc. That's good. It's kind of like permanent here, unfortunately. Whoops. I'm glad. I wish I could do more with the poop deli, but like I just like being focused on the church. The more I wish I should have joined the church earlier. I just really wanted to build the poop deli, but I am not sweaty enough as like a Rust builder to set that shit up within 2 hours, you know. But hey, I got the Poop Sucker 3000 going, so there is like, it's automated, you know, poop shows up. So I keep going back to the deli and grabbing it and then like filling people's pockets with it when they die. That's all I care about. People thought the poop deli was going to be a great business, but now gotta move on to greater purpose at some point. More like poopus. I really hope that shit happens where some members of the church have been talking about making a little Discord for the church so we can keep in touch and keep doing shit together here and there. Maybe do like a month later a second little Rust arc of just us or something. I think that'd be really fucking good. I think we need that. I personally would like to see if I can get more people. The problem is I want to get a bunch of members of the church into NoPixel. A lot of them have done other RP. Like Goosey and I were talking about how he's done a lot of Red M, which is like things like Wild RP and Ranch RP and all those Red Dead Redemption RP servers. He's like very deeply involved. And so I talked to him about how I was very deeply involved and still am with NoPixel. And he was like, oh, you know, like we had a mental connection moment. We're like, oh, I know what you are, you know? So I'd like to see if more of the church members that are like heavily RPing are interested and they want an in, like they just want an in, I can help them, you know? Like I could be like, hey, I found new role players. Because honestly, the state of NoPixel right now is there are good role players doing good role play, and there are also people just like slightly treating it like fucking arena, and they're just like doing gang wars all day, you know? So it's like some of the RPers are tired, and I feel like we need fresh blood in there to keep it fun. You know, while people are like robbing bank trucks all day, my group went out to the desert and is living like a bunch of hobos in a trailer park, and we're like, the nukes are coming, and we're making a fallout shelter. We're literally RPing that we're like +1 RPing that we're digging a fallout shelter. I have my character making a geck. We're calling it the balls because we live in New Babylon. We're calling it the Babylonian, what did I call it? Agrarian something system. What the fuck did I call it? Anyway, the abbreviation is balls. But that's the kind of stuff that we're doing, you know? And I think about this and I'm like, as I'm doing stuff with the church, they would really like it. They would really like it. But yeah, but there was a NoPixel announcement. Yeah, so NoPixel 5 is coming out, and I don't know how people get invited. I know they have a list already of who they're gonna invite, and they're slowly rolling out a bunch of names. So they've announced just like 9 people, a couple big streamers, a couple small streamers on the site, and they're rolling out the invites like that. I assume if I want like some friends invited, I could just message people that I know and just be like, hey, these people, let's get them in. They would join and they would love it. And personally, I would love to make like a gang with these people, like straight up. I think it'd be really fun. And then I can also show a lot of like the heavy variety streamers, like the ropes of NoPixel shit. You know, like I could really easily onboard them. So yeah, I could ask Don Buddha. Well, not just him. A lot of the admins are close friends of mine and stuff, so I can just be like, hey, here's a short list of people I can throw in here. But at the same time, I'm not trying to do that too heavily with a whole bunch of people because I think they already have their list. I'm sure everyone's like, oh, here's my friend. Oh, here's my friend, you know? So I'm also kind of wary of pushing that. So I haven't asked them about anybody so far. They got some of my goats in though. They got Skatebeard in there. I saw in the 9 people that they first announced, there were some big streamers, then there were a couple small ones. And one of my smaller RP streamer friends is Skatebeard. He played Scotty Bard. He, hands down, one of the funniest people on the server. He's like the way you guys think Gimmick is one of the funniest people ever. He's like Gimmick but gay. All right, like he's so funny. And I saw his name on there, and I was like, that's my goat. That's my goat. I was so excited, man. Yeah, he's the foot guy. Oh my god. Yeah, no, he was the one who made the NoPixel like wiki feed. He was the one running it.
All hail the space overlord GEEGA. Model looks out of this world.
Thank you.
May the 4th be with you.
Thanks. The cooler gimmick. Okay, I wouldn't call him the cooler gimmick. He's just gay. All right. Mike is great as RP, but his viewer base doesn't seem to like it. His viewer base whines a lot. No offense to them. They just, whenever like Dada's playing a game without them, you know, like he's not solo streaming, he's playing with other people, they start crying because they don't get attention. And it's just like, I feel bad because Mike just wants to play games with people sometimes. And they just get so upset. He genuinely, he was doing so well in NoPixel. He had a really funny one-off character. He wasn't gonna sit down and play a fuck ton. He just wanted to like do some streams, and they just like stormed out. Because he wasn't like, you know, playing a solo game and talking directly to them the whole time. And I was like, man. Yeah, he was playing this like greasy health inspector, stuffy nose. He was like, hey, do you use your feet in the lettuce? You know, and he was doing that the whole time. And it was really funny. I don't know. It was good though. It was good. But we'll see. I think the Church of the Blood God has been really great. And I think a bunch of us should just keep gaming together. It's been good. I know Peanut wanted to do a lot of shit, so I'll probably hit up Peanut and let him know what he's got to do. Love the one-time bit. Need more of those in RP? Yeah, for sure. But we'll see. You know, and Carlos are great RP. They are. No, they're funny as fuck. Love us here and the others bring back the Church for Rust Kingdom. I'm glad it keeps coming back. I wish they would mod more into the server for us specifically, because there are some difficulties where we're at a huge disadvantage compared to the other groups, and I would like to see a little more, you know, shit to help us. Need more Moony RP. Hey, for the record, that's my friend. I hope that's not a snarky comment and that it's just a joke. I agree. I don't know if he'll ever come back though. I don't know if he'll come back. He was genuinely like, I don't blame him. He was so turned off by the state of the server as he was leaving it, and I don't blame him because there was a lot of lack of accountability about some shit, and the right move for a lot of people was to just leave, I feel, if they didn't like how things were going. I wish he would come back for 5. I wish he would. I think that would be great, but I'm not gonna push him onto that or bother him about it, you know? That's just me. Ooh, we got a 3-pole. Bardbo, thank you for the 5 gifted. Thank you, huge. Yeah, the Scamba's online. Get it twisted. You will hit 25 gifted subs from Valorant. When you gift 5, you will. You just gotta keep going, man. You just gotta keep going. Did you ever RP with Seer, Uchiha Jones in NoPixel? No, I never really... You mean Uchiha Jones. I think I ran into him, like, briefly in the first week, but I don't think we talked one-on-one, like, ever. Ever. I pretty much... I hopped on the server and immediately met Tony and, like, Buddha's character, right? Like, he was making his crew with his boys, and I met one of them, and we just became a duo, and that was it. Boom. I was just like on that side of the world with them, robbing banks and stuff. So yeah, tutorial Tony. I told him, I was like, you better lock the fuck in this time. I was like, he was not locked in for the last iteration of the server, and I was like, brother, you better lock the fuck in or I'm gonna be upset. Oh, huge. Ren, you got 3. Get it twisted. Get it twisted. And Cabe, thank you for the 5 as well. Thank you. So you know who would be funny as fucking GTRP? Michi, she goes along with the bit so well. I think she would like it. I mean, if she wants in, she can always ask me, you know, and I'll just help her out where I can. But I think she would like doing like what Kuro did, which is just make these like one-off characters and run around and do stupid shit. I do think she would also like playing it for a longer time, but she'd probably get addicted and get stuck in it. Which, if she wants that, she wants that, but I don't think she should. I think she would enjoy doing like stupid one-off characters. She should make a clown. She should join the clowns, unironically. The clowns are the most fun group. Him, Charbarg, Wobo, and the whole Dark RP shenanigans are so funny. Yeah, I was supposed to join in a thing that I just time-wise didn't get to do. I think it was it Dark RP? No, it was Oddlaw, whatever the fuck Walnut and them were doing. In fucking, what's the word? In Gmod. That shit, I was gonna join. I was gonna be Funky Kong. I was gonna be emotionally available Funky Kong, and I didn't get to really like do much with it this time. Craig can organize it. Yeah. I'm gonna do the next time it's done. I'm gonna jump in. But yeah, I was going to be emotionally available therapist Funky Kong. Next time for sure. Next time for sure. Oh, thanks, Milk. You said we over at Whoopi's channel. Love you. Thank you. I'm glad everyone's been so nice. Everyone's been so supportive and shit. I appreciate it. Oddlaw's Dark RP in Gmod. Yeah. I was invited. I'll do the next one. I will do the next one. It was just that I had just gotten off of like a long arc of doing some other shit, and I needed a break from being on like an arc and needed to solo stream for a while. So I was like, I'll join the server, but I don't know if I can like be in it right now because it's a lot. But next time, I definitely want to do it. I'm just doing shit with Walnut. I need Walnut, Gimmick, and Skatebeard in a room. I want to lock them in a white room with nothing in it. And, like, give them one sentence of a prompt and go. I think... I think if we did that, like, a black hole would form in the room and, like, the world would just get sucked in. I think that's what we need. Yeah. A singularity would open. I think... Oh, man. I wanna just throw some of these people into the same place. Skatebeard, that's all the name. Yeah, Skatebeard playing Scotty Bard. He's just so funny, and I would like to do more with him in the future on the server, I think. Do you guys remember when I was with Skatebeard, right? We met Scotty on the server. And he had this friend. Okay, so it was me, him, Tanner, Suki in a car. And we had this 5th friend. His name was not Wilson. What was it? What was his name? It started with a W. That guy was one of the funniest people, and I still to this day, I don't know if he was even a streamer. I think he was just on the server. What was his name? Yeah, the fire guy. The guy who drove my car into the fire. Was it Winston? Was it Winston? I felt like it was like a... It wasn't Winston. What the fuck was his name? Anyway, I love that guy. I miss him. I want that guy to come back. He was trying to sell people rocks, and he was just sitting in the corner. He was like, hey, kid, I got something for you. And he'd like lead people over to a corner, and he'd be like, I got the good stuff. And he'd just hand you like a rock. Winslow. Thank you. Winslow. God, I don't know if we have old clips of that. That guy was by far one of the funniest characters I had ever met. Really, really good RPer. I need to find him and put him in my Minecraft server. Like, I need to find that guy specifically. I'm trying to make my server like a singularity of like only the worst and only the best, right? And some of my friends that I'm gonna force to like witness it. We need Winslow. I'm gonna message Skatebeard. Who the fuck? Hold on. Do you remember who played Winslow? That guy was genuinely the best. According to the wiki, his Twitch is Nexus 2. He has a Twitch? Oh my god, I never knew. Let me see. Does he have any content on here? Winslow guy. Yeah. Okay, his about section says Winslow guy. Dude, I'm hitting the follow button. He doesn't have any clips of RP. I don't think he streamed RP. Isn't that crazy to have the opportunity to be on NoPixel and then never stream it? No, wait, he does. Oh my god. Oh my god, yes. Oh, he only has, like... He doesn't really have many clips from the recent iteration server. It looks like a lot of it is, like, old. Oh my god. I love this dude, man. He was so funny. Yeah, there's his voice, and there's Tanner. Okay, I see him with Tanner Scotty. Okay, yeah, no, it's really him. It's really him. Dude, I missed this guy so fucking much. We need him. We need him. I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna fucking find you. And I'm gonna fucking invite you to shit. Oh, he didn't even link his Twitter in his panels or anything. He just said, if you want to contact me, my Twitter is @nexus2m. He didn't even link it with the funny little links. He just like wrote it in his bio. I don't think this is the right one. Oh no, I typed it wrong. That's my bad. 2S. There we go. It's got 99 followers. Oh, he doesn't even like tweet much. I'm following this guy. Okay, I'm gonna hit him up. I'm gonna be like, I miss Winslow. Bring him back. You better lock the fuck in. There we go. All right. I always wanted to find this dude. He was so funny. He was so fucking funny. When he sat too close to the fire and then said, why is it hot? Is he burnt to death? He was great. Would you say Chase shared recently in the meta chat that he wasn't going to be coming back to GTRP because it was unhealthy? He said you should be very proud of the community. Aw. Yeah, some people I think we need like support groups for streamers. I think there are people that like get unhealthily into things. Not just, I don't mean like time wise, right? Like someone commented earlier, they're like, oh my god, Michi's like addicted to Rush, she's spending so much time. I don't think that matters. I'm talking about people that get like emotionally invested, and them putting a lot of time in is because they feel like they have to and they can't rip themselves away from it, or they get anxious and they start to feel like, yeah, or there's like a huge dependency, you know, and it's not just an entertainment dependency, but it's like a step beyond. It's like it's too real. It's too real, right? It's like I always felt a little like that, like I have to be on to help with this thing, that thing. But if I couldn't be around for a week, I would just message people. I'd be like, hey, I can't be around this day, that day. Can someone do this thing? Because there's some sort of work item in game that needs to be done. And that would happen, right? But there would be people that would literally like not take vacations because they'd be like, oh, my online RP gang needs me, you know, like stuff like that. Yeah, MMOs are like that as well. It's which I've seen a lot of because I've played a lot of MMOs. You get people that like won't, they go to raid every time, and there will be like a raid day where they have something important to do, and instead of doing the important thing, they're like, nah, I gotta raid. You know what I mean? And you're like, maybe you should do that other thing. Right? And not focus on game. I get it if you're a streamer, because there's a difference with that, right? Now your livelihood is tied to this thing. But outside of that, I don't really like get the point, you know? I don't know. It could be a lot, and I think some people need a little intervention, for sure. His sister's wedding or spinning the barrio? Yeah. Yep. Didn't Saeed come back early from a holiday once because it was shit weather and the split happened? Yeah, I mean, he said his vacation was going like shit anyway, you know, so, and then something interesting was happening. He's like, I'd rather do this interesting thing. But he wasn't on like a great vacation. Everything was fine, and then canceled it because of it. You know what I mean? So there's a balance. You know? I remember hearing Strippin talk about how he spent like 5 hours in a GTA courtroom after a 16-hour stream several times. The thing is, I mean, you know, you're having fun. As long as you can be healthy about that, I think that the time spent doesn't matter. It's about the emotional attachment part that I think can be like bad, you know? Because there's the, you know, the idea of I could stop anytime. There are people who like actually can when something important comes up. And then there are people who actually can't, you know? So that's the distinction, you know? And there are people who spend a fuck ton of time in games. You won't be able to tell until, like, the time actually happens to see if these people actually, like, take some fucking time off, you know? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, you said it's a dangerous level of escapism, which I get, but, like, you gotta eat properly, you gotta shower, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that important. That was kind of why a lot of my hours late night, I wouldn't stream them. I would just be off stream, because I could just leave my character in a corner for a bit and be like, oh, I'm going to be in my head, and go get food and eat and like play with my cats, and then sit back down at my computer and play more, you know? Oh, I'm going to take a shower, you know, like whatever. Like I could do that because I wasn't streaming it, right? But when I would see people streaming it for 20 hours every day for like a month, I'm like, brother, are you doing stuff like showering? Like, you know, like it's a lot. And maybe they're getting up to do important things and they're taking breaks, but some don't. And that's the part that I'm like, that's a little scary. That's why I have a lot of days where I'll play, but I'll be like off stream because I'm doing important shit in between, you know? Just streaming in general. That's why I do and don't like subathons, depending on how you do them. You know, if you can be healthy about it and you can take breaks and you can do your important shit, do your marathons, do your subathon, nothing wrong with it. But then you also see some people do it and they get so like emotionally attached to it, or they feel so much guilt about not like being on stream the whole time, that they're like not eating often enough, they're not showering often enough, they're not stretching their legs at all, you know. And it's like, it's a little hard to watch for me. I'm like, please, you could still do all of this stuff and just take breaks. Like, you can make those 20-hour streams healthy. You can, you know, maybe not as healthy as just streaming for 5 hours, but they can be okay. Yeah, you can be responsible, but some people like don't. It freaks me out a little. Like, honestly, Kai's Mafiathon, obviously is huge budget, so this changes things, but he's constantly bringing on other people and stepping away himself. There's a lot of time where other people are on, and the show is still going on, but he's scheduled in other people instead of it all being himself on stream, and that's so much better. That's so much better. Then again, he has budget. Or like Michi, for example, Mouse, when they do their subathons, they have a Discord server and they sit in a Discord call while they're away doing their important stuff or sleeping or whatever. And then other people hop into that call and entertain chat in the meantime, right? So like chat gets something, but those people don't feel the need to be awake 20 hours, you know? So I just feel like healthy subathons, it's hard to do them solo. It'd be really tough. You said, I feel like those bit redemptions for hydration and such can end up being monetization of basic care. I mean, yes, but it's just reminders. I don't think we need to look into things with like this cynical lens like that, because realistically, like, do you drink enough water? Most people don't. It would be nice to have a constant reminder. Some people set timers. Some people open like little games and programs that like remind them in the bottom corner of their screen to drink water, right? If you're a streamer, why not let chat help? Whatever. Yeah, it's just a reminder generation. I don't really think it's a bad thing. Like, I don't love it because for me, yeah, bits, most people don't do bits. Most people do the free channel point reminders, but I don't love reminders for things like that because I do this stuff myself. And personally, I don't like people reminding me to do shit that I already remember because they're just wasting their breath. And it feels like, more so the issue is like, I don't like being treated like I don't know how to take care of myself when I do. It'd be different if I was actually fucking up, you know? Like if I was fucking up, then I'd probably ask. I'd probably be like, chat, I'm not drinking enough water. Can you remind me? I would say, I would ask, right? But I'm fine. And I sip a lot of water. So I don't want chat reminding me. Because then it feels like, not that people intend it. I never take it as people mean it this way. But it feels patronizing to be on the other side of it. Right? No. So I'm just like, okay, don't do it. I just ask people not to do it. There we go. Done. Right? Yeah, reminder to blink. But I don't, that's just for me though. I don't think other people like wanting someone to remind them to drink is like patronizing toward them if they like want that, you know? They're like, I need reminders. Easiest way to remind me is chat because I always look over at chat. Like, that's fine, you know? For me personally, yeah, I was gonna say that caps lock. For me personally, the reason why I also feel like I would rather not be reminded by chat and just have to bear the burden of fixing my hydration if I needed it. I would rather do it because I think letting chat do it makes some people build more of a parasocial relationship, and they get attached in a way where they feel like now they're responsible for your health. There becomes like this savior relationship sometimes, and I think a lot of people don't fall too deeply into this, but I feel like it opens a nice bridge for the people that do easily fall into that stuff to now get extra deep in it and go down that slippery slope of getting really parasocial. And I just don't want to like open that gate, you know.
This is just a quick reminder that you are now blinking manually. You are now breathing manually.
Yeah.
Your teeth are touching each other and your tongue is resting on the top of your mouth.
Those never work for me because I feel like I can like will them away so easily. Whenever people do that and I see someone like start freaking out, I'm like, can't you just forget that they said that within a minute? But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I don't know.
You are out shitting your pants manually.
I always do. It's my choice. It's my choice. It's my own damn choice to shit when I want, where I want, even if it's my own pants. Great raid timing. Hello, thank you. Welcome on in. And we were just talking about shitting our pants. Yeah, like one of you just typed, you're like, Michi needs reminders for everything. Yeah, but the thing is, like, I want you to know, someone needing reminders doesn't mean that they need their chat to be the ones. If they've chosen to ask chat to remind them, because it's easy, because chat's right there and they look at them a lot, that's fine. But if they weren't streaming, they could just set timers like any normal adult would when they need reminders for stuff, right? So, like, don't internalize that idea of like, this person needs reminders in a way where you feel like you have to help or they're gonna die, right? Like, it doesn't mean they can't be a responsible adult on their own. It's just easy to ask chat because they're right there and you look at them all the time. But these people don't stream every day. They exist off stream and they're fine without chat reminding them of things because they just have their own ways of reminding themselves, right? So that's the thing I always just like to remind people of. Like, they're fine. They're fine. Yes. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. I think for Michi, she just wants reminders, but I think for some other people, there's some other streamers that play that role of like, oh, I need help with this chat, oh, I need help with that. And I think some of them are like straight up lying. They don't even need the help. They're just like purposefully trying to build that. I won't call out names, but there's some, no one I'm friends with, but there are some where I look at what they're doing and I'm like, I don't think you're this stupid. They like go out in public, they stream IRL and they do a thing and they're so crazy, they're so dumb, haha. But I'm like watching it and I'm like, I don't think anything that happened here was real. like this all felt like acting. I don't know, that shit freaks me out. I've been seeing it a lot with like IRL streams. You know? Or like a thing happens, they created a problem and then they're like, I can't believe this problem's occurring, and then they farm the drama off of their own problem. You know? And I look at this and I'm like, you did that shit on purpose. Like 100%. I know you did. I know you did. It's frustrating to watch. There's some that I genuinely think don't get it, but I don't know. You can think of someone who's absolutely not faking. Yeah, well, there's some who definitely aren't. There's some who definitely aren't, who don't get it. There's some who like maybe would get it if they were watching their own stream, but when they are the streamer, they don't get it because they have this team of people around them, like yes-manning them or encouraging their chat as well, encouraging, and they think they're in the right because they're backed up by so many people. But if they were that person themselves, would be able to identify that this shit's like off if they were just watching their own stream like as a bystander, you know. I feel this way about a lot of streamers. Like, I think some of them do know better, but they get caught up in the moment and they're like convinced that the stuff they're doing is like correct or whatever, you know? I feel like I'm seeing that a lot. Yeah, they're surrounded by yes men. Yeah, for sure. So 100% think Michi is a bit... Yes and no, like she's not a fucking idiot. She's not stupid. She plays up when she has like a moment where she like actually forgets a thing, or has like, everyone has stupid moments, so when she has one, she plays it up a lot, in a way to make it fun instead of it just being like, oh, I did something stupid, my bad, right? But that's like, she's not a fucking idiot, you know? You know what I mean? She's a good entertainer. She does great. But she's also not like making shit up. You know what I mean? Like, she's hamming up stuff that's already there, so it's still genuine. She's not like straight up making up a personality and making up shit that never happened, and you know what I mean? Right? So that's why it's like a good example of that. A nice example of that on her end. Everyone in her chat knows it's a bit. Yeah, you think, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Blazing just goes, I love ham. Like, Queso's another one where I would say Queso and Michi actually have a lot of similarity in how they play themselves as a character. Like, it all comes from this genuine root of who they are and what they're like, and then they just ham it the fuck up, right? Like, Queso seems like a huge character, but I firmly believe that's him. He's just playing it up for fun because he's a streamer and he's entertaining people, right? And I feel like that's why he's done so well, because like, he's genuinely really fucking funny, but you can tell it comes from a genuine real place. Like, he's just like that, you know? But then there are other people that sometimes I feel like they're trying to do the same thing, but they're like making shit up. Like, they're not actually like that at all. And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, character based in reality, exactly. Which is really what you should do. I feel like all streamers are characters, right? Not just VTubers. All streamers are a character, and they're just playing that shit up. And not in a bad way, like they're making it up. They're just like letting themselves have more fun. They're not holding back. And I could say from firsthand experience, you know, like, sometimes I laugh harder at something on stream than I would if that same thing happened IRL. Because I'm alone in a room and there's a chat here. I'm like, there's no need to have any shame in front of anybody or anything. You know, I'm fine just like dying of laughter on stream over something that wasn't a big deal. You know, like it's a cooked 3 a.m. kind of moment. Yeah, you let your cringe out, whatever. It's fun and it's fine. But then in public, people won't do that as much. There's more social anxiety involved and stuff like that, you know? Yeah, like poop humor. Like, I go full 2-year-old poop humor. It's so funny, or whatever. I'm not gonna, like, do that as much, like, IRL, you know? You know what I mean? But I find it funny, so I'm just like, you know. Yesterday's boat comedy cavalcade and Rust. Dude, that shit. If you were watching the alt stream last night, my God, we were in Rust. And we started saying we really churched it, okay? Which is like when Mike mic'd it, when he fucks something up. We've got a new word, and like every time we do something, we'd be like, guys, we're really churching it up. We're churching it up real bad because we keep fucking up. The Church of the Blood God is so bad. We're not good at Rust, and we're all noobs. We don't know anything. We've got like 2 people in our crew that actually do know what they're doing, and they're just tutorialing us the whole time, and we just fuck everything up. And there's this clip of Gimmick. Basically, we've got two scrappies, which are like those helicopters where everyone can like stand in the back. We got 2 of them, and we were going to the big cargo ship, and we were gonna land on the front of it. This other group was already on it, and we had an agreement with them, like, don't shoot us down. We're gonna land on it and get set up, and then we'll fight for it, and it'll be fun. And it was great. And we were so ready for it, and Gimmick was piloting the scrappy that, like, I was in with some people, and he didn't land it. And I was crying. He fucked up so bad. And then someone dropped the lifeboat off of the cargo ship so it could like get us, and like the cargo ship moves really fast, so we have to get on a boat to catch up and climb up the ladder and get on the boat, right? So they send it out to get us. They get some of us on it because it only fits a few, and like I'm on there, and we get up to the cargo ship. The boat comes back out. It's doing these loops to get people. It runs out of fuel because so many of us were in the water, and like not everyone could even get on the ship. So first off, there was that. Both helicopters, I'm pretty sure, died. We like bought them, and they immediately got used up on this stupid cargo run. Then I'm crying because Peanut keeps going, Gimmick, you really gotta answer for this. You gotta answer for what you did, Gimmick, because he didn't land that shit. There's a clip of Gimmick. I'm gonna find it for you. There's a clip of him not landing this shit that had me crying because he was in the heli, and he like leaned his body the other way to try and get it to not tip over. The clip is literally called "Churched It." I love it. I was crying, man. I was crying. Who was in this one? It was like me, Peanut, Wubby. Was Rain in ours? I think Rain might have been in the other one. I don't remember. Oh, let me capture it. Oh yeah, Bean was with us. I think Bean didn't even make it to the cargo ship in the end, right? I don't think she made it. I'm pretty sure this shit was the reason why Bean wasn't there. Oh man. Oh man. Here. Let me get out of the way. Look, okay, so there's Gimmick and he Look. Look at this. As he hits the edge. And look, he's leaning. And this shit just whips. And he's just dead. Completely dead. And then you see, there's our other heli. You see all of us just stuck in the water. All the shit just... Yeah, the sound of the heli hitting the edge was so fucking funny, dude. And he's just dying. Listen to it, man. Listen. That thunk sound, thunk. It's so good. And then I have to find it. There's another POV. There's a POV of fucking Chip Dingle. You remember Chip? I got the timestamp of Chip's POV of the whole occasion, the whole fiasco. Right here. So there's our heli right here, in the middle, coming in. All right. You heard that? We got it. Let's have a clean game. We were talking so much shit. Look. Straight into the water. It just blows up. And then we all just, the ship just goes right past us. We couldn't even get on. There's the other one that does land. We clown car it. Dude, I was dying. I don't know if he looks out to the back, but at some point our little speedboat comes back. Oh my god. I was fucking crying. And then and then after this, we're sitting there and we go to our little situation room. We have a living room set up in our base where everyone goes to talk when we need to have a talk, okay? And specifically, yeah, we did a debrief. So we get together and Peanut's like, Gimmick, I need you to answer for whatever that was, you know? And he's explaining himself. The number of times Gimmick just goes, the boat jerked to the left. It jerked to the left. I don't know. What could I have done? There was nothing I could have done. The boat jerked to the left. And he just says it over and over and over. And I was crying. I was crying the whole time because he kept explaining himself, but he would slip in there constantly. It jerked to the left. Oh man, and then we just, the whole time we were just dying. We were like, yeah, we really churched it. God, man. That shit was insane. Yimik was riding a horse with Peanut to get to the chest on the beach and almost immediately rode the horse off a cliff and killed it. I know, because I was following behind them. I saw that them two were going, and I was like, oh, let me back them up just in case. So I got on horse too, and I followed. And at some point, I noticed they stopped going so fast on the map. So I like catch up, and I'm like, hey, you guys need a horse? And they're like, that was not Alan. Our horse was very sick. The horses around here are very sick. I was like, oh, yeah, these horses are so sick. They all keep dying. Oh, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. I was in tears. I was in tears, and I almost threw up straight up, like just laughing. I was on the brink. I was on the brink for like 30 minutes, just dying. We'll do more church shenanigans tonight. I think maybe after stream here we'll go to the alt. I don't want to stream it on the main channel when the FPS are so shit. We keep losing all of our frames. I'm rubber banding and lagging the whole time. It's like I can't. So I started off strong wanting to stream it here, but after yesterday's stream, it runs like so much shit. So I want to play other games today. I want to play other games. Normal variety, and then later when everyone else is on, we'll swap to it, and I'll just go to the other channel, because it started off so good, but it's gotten to that point where I'm like, I can't force you guys to like look at this anymore. You guys are gonna throw up. Rust needs to be optimized. Rust doesn't need it. We need Rust 2. Okay, Rust needs to die, and they need to make Rust 2. That's what needs to happen. Let's be honest. They need an optimized Rust. And it's not Rust. It's Rust 2. Okay? That has to happen sometime soon. Please. Please, I beg. Please, I beg. Though it makes so much money for them right now with all the skins and everything. I don't foresee them doing it until they actually lose their player base. In all honesty. It's 50% off Steam now? Ooh. Ew. I think it'd be nice. Came out in 2018. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people still use a lot of older games as a basis for modding and everything, because a lot of older games are easier to mod. So... yeah, they can make Rust 2, make the skins work on both. I think that would be really nice. Oh, someone showed me that there's a Buddha mask of like his heist mask. I was like, oh shit, I kind of want it. What alt? Yeah, the alt channel there. You ever seen that? GEEGA is just my alt channel. It's where I can go to do RP and content in games that are running at like 20 FPS. So I don't make my normal viewers throw up. You know? There you go. There you go. I don't know. I think they should do Rust 2 though, because Rust is so popular. There's a lot that needs to be added to the game. There's so much that I think should change to make the game better, but I don't know. I feel like it's got such a big community. So many people have played it that if they made Rust 2, I feel like you deal with 1,000 complainers. 1,000 complainers per day. Probably way more, actually, than 1,000. A billion complainers. So they should just fucking, like, from their side, they should keep it going. From my side, I want Rust 2. You know? I don't think I maintain it on the same feel as in a Rust 2. Yeah. I could try. It probably wouldn't work. I just would fear that they would try to make a game that looks too nice, like looks beautiful, and then it would run like shit. Everyone would need a 5090 and it would still barely run it, and then you couldn't mod anything into it because the moment a game runs hard and you try to mod it, it like, you know. It doesn't have the base game to get hype, like let's say GTA. Well, and it doesn't need a base game. The game itself, like people just hop on public servers and play. You know, so... I don't think it needs that, in all honesty. Mod on Wilds. Dude, I'm Huge Monster Hunter fan. I even had a sponsored outfit with them. We did a whole thing with Capcom, giant sponsored stream for Wilds, multiple sponsored streams for Wilds for the release. It was great. It was wonderful. And then it just stopped being able to run on my PC well. I can't, I like cannot play it. I can barely play it. It's so bad. I just, man, that shit was bad. That shit was bad. I would love to play it again. The Omega update patch is stable and the fight is nicely tough. I want to go back to it. I am a huge Monster Hunter fan. I know they're planning for, I think, later in this year, a big patch that is specifically about or including all the optimization that they need to put in there. We'll see. I do have confidence because Monster Hunter always does this. They've been doing this. They always do this. They release a game, it's missing some content, it's not the best optimized, and then they do some later patches like a year out and beyond, and suddenly it gets good, right? Even Monster Hunter World, base game was okay. It was fun, but it was alright. Didn't have that much in it, and it ran a little eh. And then they did Iceborne, and boom, all of a sudden it was like beautiful, perfect, wonderful. They do this a lot. So I genuinely think there's a good chance, not guaranteed, but there's a good chance that they like do it with Wilds as well. But man, it's too long. It's too long. It's been like, it's gonna be a year, right? Almost a year. 9-10 months of the game, so yeah. Mon Hun team was very clear that World was their first PC game release and there would be jank to figure it out. Yeah, but now we're up to Wilds. So hire devs that know what they're doing, you know, that's all. But we'll see. I do love Capcom and I do love Monster Hunter still, regardless. So I'm just waiting. You know, I'm just waiting. I feel like the past year I've had a lot of issues with how games run. Before this, there would be some issues, but I could turn a game down to like medium settings if I had to, or just from ultra to high, and it would still run okay, you know. But I think the last year specifically, it doesn't work anymore with a lot of games. Like even turning shit down to medium and low, a lot of games are still running like ass. The frames are dropping, etc. Yeah, you need like so much VRAM, so much, and I don't know. And nothing you can kind of do at that point, right? And I think, yeah, I feel like I talked about this like what, yesterday or the day before, where like almost every AAA studio, is spending all of their time and budget on making their game, but not optimizing. And I think with how much the landscape has changed with like what can be done, what engines are being used, and what can be run on what PC, what machine, etc., you need to allot more time for optimization, and they're just not. Like, I don't think they're evolving and adapting right now. They're keeping their budgets in the same percentages, their timelines on the same types of timelines, where they're like, we're gonna allot this much time to this and that much time to that. And I think they need to add a big phase with the tools that they have right now, an extra amount of time into every project just for optimization, and extra cost, but they don't want to. You know? I think they just don't want to. So, yeah, it sucks. It sucks, but they're gonna keep doing it because people keep buying games. Remember how smooth Atomic Heart would run? Dude, oh, I talk about it all the time. People don't understand how good Atomic Heart was. I think the game was a little cringe at times. It was so fun. It wasn't the greatest game of all time, but it was like the best optimized game in years. In years. That game looked like a movie. Realistic, beautiful, unrealistic where it needed to be. It looked so good, and I ran it on my computer that often struggles with games that look even half as good. I ran it with no issue. I didn't even hear my GPU whirring up. You know, I didn't even hear the fans or anything. Like, it just ran so smoothly because that studio knew how to optimize. It was one of the only games where I didn't want to turn VSync off, because leaving VSync on made it run better, because they actually knew how to optimize with VSync to make things run better, which is crazy, because almost every single game you turn VSync off, right? Because it makes shit run like poop. But no, it actually ran better for me with VSync on, which is insane. So like, I just, big shout out to Atomic Heart and the studio that made it, because they did so good, man. They did such a good job. And when 2 comes out, I hope the game is good, because the writing was kind of cringe. The gameplay was like good and not good at times. It was like, all right. I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed playing it. So I would probably play the second one. I just hope it's good. you know? I hope they spend as much time as they did on the last one on this one with optimization, because I hope it comes out and slaps everyone else in the face with like how good it is, how well optimized it is. You know, hopefully, maybe it won't. I don't know. Maybe they turn around and it becomes a shitter, but we'll see. Your favorite of recent more optimized releases was Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Really, that game ran like shit for me. Actually, it ran like shit. I played it when it came out. I wanted to sit down and stream all of it, but it made like my stream and my model lag. I was dropping frames like crazy to an insane degree. The game itself was also getting really choppy, but I like the game. So I've been waiting to see if they change performance, and also like new PC soon, so it'll probably run just fine on that. But I liked the game a lot. It just ran like poop for me. But it might just be a difference in machine, honestly. You know? Yeah, it's on Crytek. Yeah, I don't know. I guess like just what I have in particular, I was missing something that it needed. IDK. IDK. Well, speaking of games, we should play something. We have options today. We have options. I was thinking we could play either, and maybe we do 2 of these today. Hades 2, Mega Bonk, or Baby Steps. We opened all those and started all of those, and I want to play more of all of them. I just don't know which to do today, and they're all interchangeable. I can play any of them. So I'm gonna do a poll. Okay. Alright, I'm doing a 1-minute poll. It's gonna be real quick. There you go. Megabonk sucks 5 hours from you. It's so good. I was wondering, do you go 2 PC route? No, if I went 2 PC, I wouldn't have lag issues with my model. No, I can't run 2 PCs in this room because I can't draw that much power in this room. I'm getting that rectified. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for when they can come and do the work for it. I'm gonna get a lot of work done at the same time. So it's gonna be all in one go. Old building. Yeah. This shit is like old. So yeah, it's not wired the way it needs to be for that. I am going to get stuff upgraded for it. But there's also, again, this place is old. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done in here. And at some point, we're going to get all of it kind of done in one fell swoop, preferably. So that's when that will be upgraded. But I'm hoping that I just can get an insane single PC setup and not have to deal with it. Ooh, Megabonk 1, and then Hades 2 and Baby Steps were kind of tied. Okay, we'll start with Megabonk. And then if I feel like switching later, I will. And we'll vote at that time. Oh, there's an update. Let me do that. Yeah, the computers are almost hitting the 15 amp limit of a regular circuit. It's getting bad. I know. It's crazy. I do a 2 PC setup. 2 towers. One is the one that you're using top to bottom. And that one has your VTuber model and your stream and that stuff going. And then the other one you treat like a game console, and it's just running the game. And you have a program that lets you switch so that one of your displays can show what's on the other PC. Or, yeah, you can use a setup that's kind of like a capture card. That just kind of like lets you display what's on there without switching. But yeah, you just pull up visually what's happening on the other computer, and you switch controls over to that PC essentially, right? So you have your mouse and keyboard plugged in, and you just press a button, and you're like, nope, now we're on the game PC and we're controlling that one. Display it on my middle monitor, please, thank you. Capture that on OBS so they can see it, thank you, and there you go. Right? So that is how that goes. That is how that goes. You know, I just realized something. I forgot to put my new... Hold on. Woo! I want it in the corner. Hashtag ad. Hashtag ad. There we go. Move it like this. Ta-da. Okay. I realized I didn't put the updated one on there. Ooh, yeah, we talked about the new merch yesterday. The merch is still up, by the way. It will not be timed. It will just be stock-based. So when it's there, it's there. And when it's out, it's out. The merch theme this time is all old N64 titles and things. And the vibe of that era, because I like it. So there you go. There you go. Here, I'll show it again. I'll show it again. Ooh, move my big head. Ooh. Look at that with the N64 gray on the shirt, the hat. Very nice, very nice. Can't wait for that square poster. I think square posters look really nice on the wall, especially when you have a lineup of a bunch of them, but I've noticed people don't sell square posters. They don't do that. So I'm trying to do that. Because I personally do have some square posters on the wall, and I kind of like it, so yeah, I want to do more of those. Okay. Should I do the Megabonk music, or should I do my own playlist today? What's the vibe? We'll do the Megabonk music for now. Yeah, the music in this game has always been good. Okay. And then we go here, and I go here. Look, I whipped out the desk for the day. The desk for today. Okay, and then we go like this, and we capture, nope, game